Welcome back to the show, everybody. This is the Upper Tier Podcast, the football podcast we bring you each and every day. Head over to YouTube and smash that subscribe and bell notification button. This is Thursday Tier Talk. We've got a Premier League preview for you. We've got an FA Cup preview for you. We've got a look back at the European action. We've got the 2 draws coming up, or the 3 draws coming up tomorrow. They're going to be pretty cool as well. So I might be able to cover them. I'm not too sure yet. Darren's going all Ace Ventura there. How are you, my friend?
I'm going to be covering my haircut on Tuesday.
When I said, how are you doing there, my friend, you should have said, all righty then. You slipped up, you say, you should have dropped it. I led you into it and all.
And would you believe, what day was it? So we were home. I think it was Sunday we were home. And there was a few bits. The kids weren't feeling well and blah, blah, you know, the usual. And I says, well, Perry, sit down now and I'll put something on for you. Because when Netflix goes on downstairs, there's murder between the two of them over what we're watching. She wants to watch some shite and he wants to watch some shite.
So you have to intervene and pick.
So I have to intervene. What did I put on?
Ace Ventura.
Ace Ventura. And the two of them sat there like that.
The first one?
Eating the popcorn. First one, the dolphin, was it?
Yeah.
It's the dolphin, yeah. It's on Netflix at the minute.
Yeah, no, they're good, aren't they? They are good. Absolutely. Yeah. Right, we'll get into this. We'll start with a premiere. We'll talk to the chat first, of course. Morris is in. Make sure you go check out Cheap Heat Productions podcast. Happy Sammy Samotics Day. Absolutely. Dave's in. Big up, Dave. How are you, my friend? 10-2 on aggregate and about to get probably a whole lot worse, I'd imagine. Not good at all. This is crazy when you think about it. Absolute madness, especially at this stage in the tournament. Make sure as well you're checking out Dave's channel as well. He's dropping shorts and chats and all sorts of stuff every day. Awesome stuff.
He drops his shorts. That's a bit fucking weird, isn't it?
He drops his shorts, yeah. Absolutely.
Jesus.
Right, let's get into this. We start with the Premier League. Burnley versus Brentford. Big game.
What's your biggest worry about the Premier League this weekend?
My biggest worry about the Premier League.
Yeah, will I give you the answer?
Yeah, go on.
Fantasy football's gonna be a fucking nightmare, isn't
it? Yeah, absolutely. It was just
only 8 fucking teams playing. I think I've got Ollie Watkins and I've got the boy Moreno. Now, at a push, if I stuck in one of the Tottenham boys, Club Brugge gone 2 up on the night. If I stick one of the Tottenham boys in with my extra transfer, I've still only got 3 players playing this week. That's not good at all. No free hit. Could be a rough week here, lads. Could be a real rough week.
It's a pity they don't do one that includes maybe the domestic cups and stuff like that and all, isn't it? Like just a full one, which would be kind of cool.
See, I just think they've got to include the next batch of games so that every week you play has 10. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Oh, he's firing shots quick out of fucking over the bells there, isn't he? You leave Vincent Company alone, you. Don't be starting.
The pump action is taken out straight away. Said he had a mare last week in fantasy football after being unbelievable the week before.
Now, just so we can tell us all, what's a mare for you, Morris? Because I know I had not a great week, but I can imagine your mare was probably better than my mare.
Well, what would typically be a mare for you? What would be a bad week?
Anything below 50 is really poor.
Yeah.
Anything below 50 is, that's all it is, you know.
He says I have 4.
He has 4 players playing this weekend. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
28
points.
Wow, that is a nightmare. So actually, I had a shocker of a week, but I doubled what he got. I had 56. So I don't feel so bad right now.
I don't feel so bad right now. Absolutely. Right, Company versus Frank. See this one.
I reckon they're just going to be loads of goals in this, isn't there? I just think this will be wide open because both teams are like, we need to win this game. And I reckon it's going to be like a game of basketball. It'll be you score, we score. Yeah, and I think it'll be you score, we score. Because neither of them can defend for toffee. So what's the point in trying? Let's just go and try and score the other team, outscore them. Gotta say, been massively impressed with the boy David Datro Fofana on loan at Burnley. 32. You're still short, Morris, let's be honest. Almost as bad as your performance in the Champions League the other night, but we'll keep that for another minute. The boy David Datro Fofana, the Chelsea striker on loan at Burnley, is flying. My word, has he been phenomenal? Absolutely phenomenal. Really, really has. Chelsea's best striker at the minute, and he's playing for a different team. You've got to scratch your head and wonder, don't you?
Is that unusual? Is that unusual in reality?
It's a struggle, isn't
it? Wasn't our best striker playing for Inter at one stage? And also, like, I don't know. It's crazy.
There's another one. 6-1 Liverpool.
Yeah, it must have come off a corner here. I'm just watching it here. Costas with the corner in.
Minute.
Keeper punches it away. Comes to Harvey, I think it is. Oh, bottom corner from Harvey Elliott. Actually, so it wasn't Harvey who put it in. It was probably the boy McConnell or something who squared it to him. Harvey right into the bottom corner. This is just crazy. Big up Yasir. Thanks for joining us tonight. Really appreciate it. Man United.
Good man, Yasir.
There you go. Darren will be happy with that. Darren will be happy. Ben White and Southgate are great mates. Was he picked or was he excluded? I didn't see the squad yet.
He refused the call up.
Oh, I like that.
Southgate called Arsenal. Apparently, Southgate called Arsenal.
Yeah.
And was explaining to Arsenal that he was going to be called up. And Arsenal said, well, hold that pause for a second there, Garrett. He's asked to be removed from selection at this time.
Brilliant. I love that. Because if Southgate is ringing up Arsenal about it, they should turn around and ask Southgate, why hasn't he been picked recently?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, it's a pretty
there was a major fallout after that tournament.
There was. There absolutely was. But, you know, don't forget, I suppose, he's not necessarily a natural right back. Southgate would probably see him more as a centre back. And he's obviously doing a terrific job for Arsenal at right back. Couple of assists the last day and stuff like that. So doing very, very well. But Southgate might see him as something different now. Don't forget that right back role at England has some serious competition in it. Let's be honest here. It's probably the most stacked position on the pitch. You know, if you look at some of the players in it. Now I know there's a couple of injuries and whatever, but he was obviously in Southgate's thinking either way, and he's refused the call up. He's not making himself available for selection at the minute, which, you know, I got to be honest, I don't love it. I don't love it personally. And the only reason I don't love it is, you know, it's your country. It's your country. And think of how many, you know, the UK is a much bigger place than our little island, but think of how many million people in that country would love a call up to England, but don't have the, you know.
Yeah, but he obviously feels he's been wronged, doesn't he? Now, we don't know, but he obviously feels like he's been wronged, you know?
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily give him a reason to opt out of selection. There's lots of people feel like they're wronged in life, but they don't take their toys and throw them out the pram. And I kind of feel like he's taking his ball and he's going home. And you know, I don't feel like, in the same way, I don't like Roy Keane for a similar reason. You know, Roy Keane left his country high and dry. Ben White's obviously not doing it in that kind of a manner, but he's still butting heads with his country. I don't like the idea of it. I really don't.
Yeah. Big up, Acers. Thanks for joining us tonight as well. And Baz, how are you, my friend? Hope you're all
How are you, Jerry? How are you, Barry? Jerry and Barry. That's like, do you remember Anne and Barry when you were a kid and you're reading the book in school? Anne and Barry. And now we have Jerry and Barry. This could be the new version because now we're all politically correct. So it's Barry and Jerry are off to the shops and are going to, you know, spend the money in the little shop and buy the bottle of Bonnet. And there you go. Look at
that. Barry and Jerry's ice cream, the Irish version.
See?
Instead of Ben and Jerry's. There we go. Morris, Ben White is one of the best right backs in England. He certainly is at the moment, that's for sure. What do you think of the ref for Sunday, John Brooks?
He's still not ahead of Trippier, Walker, Trent, or Reece James.
Well, Reece James is out injured at the moment.
And that's fine, but like, I mean, if he's the 5th choice fullback in England,
I think they're using. I think the thinking on Trent is midfield, isn't it? He seems to be naming Trent as a midfielder these days. He's been
he
out
didn't
injured
name
as
him
well.
as a midfielder today. I don't think he meant.
Oh,
Did
did
he
he
name him
not?
at all? I don't know if he named him at all.
No,
he
wouldn't be in there at the moment because obviously he's been injured. And
no,
stuff, so
he's
he's
not
probably
in there at all.
available.
Now, what I
No.
did love was the dropping of Calvin Phillips.
Didn't he name him last time as a midfielder? As far as I know, didn't he in the last squad? I think
Possibly.
he did.
Possibly. He didn't name Calvin Phillips today, which I loved. Although he did name Jordan Henderson.
Well, I told you now that was going to happen, and I'm telling you now, if when it comes around to that tournament, he'll bring him. Watch, he'll bring him. There you go. I did pick him out of your list last week in our WhatsApp group, didn't I? Him and Trent. There you go.
It wasn't out of my list. It was you put
remember
the list up,
Sorry, the list that we sent in. Yeah, I did pick those two straight away, nailed on.
You picked the 2 Liverpool boys.
Yeah,
what a shocker!
I was only messing. Well, one's Ajax now. Gone but not forgotten.
You know what I mean? Like, he lifted the trophy for. Oh God! Sorry, Leverkusen have just gone a goal down at home to Karabag. 60 minutes gone. They need 2 goals to level this. Well, they need 2 to go through. This could be. What do you think a referee for Sunday, John Brooks? Honest to God, man, for me, the ref does not matter because the standard of refereeing in the league is so poor. It really doesn't. Right across the board. I think that, it doesn't matter which one of them. There's going to be a fuck up somewhere. So,
What do you think of this from Morris? I think White needs to make a statement to clarify. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, well, it could be airing your dirty laundry in public, though, is the only problem, isn't it? That's the way it could be.
Well, I assume if he's turned down this opportunity, he's turned it down on the basis where he feels he's not going to play again for Southgate. Is that what he's saying based on today?
Atalanta have just gone 2-1 up. Yes,
okay.
Baby.
Nice. That's what I want to hear. I think it'd be difficult. Look, all parties involved obviously know what the situation is. I don't know whether the public need to delve into that much.
Southgate came out earlier on today and said that he refuted the fact that there was any issue between himself and Ben White or Steve Holland and Ben White. He said it was all fake news reporting. His words.
I ain't believing that. At all. As was asked Morris there, Morris, does White go to the Euros if you were Southgate? Well, Southgate obviously wants him involved. That's why he tried to pick him today and he refused it, obviously. So, who knows? Cheapy, Reece James is cropped. I agree with the rest. White ain't going anywhere with Gareth at the wheel. Absolutely not. That's for sure. Wan-Bissaka is far better than Ben White. Darren, agree or disagree?
He's better going backwards, but he's not as good going forwards. I think if I'm tossing a coin for it, it's a 50-50 for me. I rate Aaron Wan-Bissaka, though. I've always said that. I don't think he's good enough in the attacking end of the pitch to play at a team like United, but I think, he's a serious defender. And for me, I like right backs who can defend, as you know.
Yeah. Big up, Joanne. Thanks for joining us. Joanne's going Burnley 1, Brentford 2.
I think there'll be way more goals than that.
Yeah.
Like, I think we're talking 4 or 5 goals. So, on that thinking, I think we'll go 3-2 Brentford.
3-2 Brentford. Luton versus Forest.
Bringing Van Dijk on to shore it up, is he?
Yeah, shore it up at 11-2, yeah.
Why would you bring Van Dijk off the bench at 11-2?
I don't know. I've no idea.
That's a crazy decision.
Here, I looked at the starting lineup tonight and I was going, what's he doing full stop? At the starting lineup was crazy as well.
And has he made any changes yet?
He did, didn't he? He took off Nunes has gone off for Harvey Elliott, didn't he, earlier? I think at half time it was. And McConnell came on for Endo at half time. So he has made some changes, but still, Luton Forest. What did you give us on that?
If anyone watched the Luton game last night for 45 minutes, they were absolutely electric. Absolutely electric.
Good Lord.
It was just on another planet. I had a bet going for the game, I did a bet builder. So I did Alfie Doughty to score or assist. He assisted the second goal. I did Dominic Solanke to score or assist. He scored the first Burnley goal, which, by the way, was did you see the goal?
Crack.
What a piece of skill. And the finish to dink the keeper, like, unbelievable. I had Lewis Cook to get a card, which he didn't get, and I also had Bournemouth to win the game. And at halftime, I was ready to delete the bet nearly, you know what I mean? But then got a goal back, and then he got a second, and then you're going, oh, we're in a game here. And then all of a sudden I'm clinging on to Lewis Cook needs to get booked here for some nice money, and he didn't. But Bournemouth, what a turnaround! What a turn! Made some changes at halftime. Made 2 changes. Brought on the boy Tavernier. Brought on the boy Unez, the Turkish kid, and they worked a 3. Great win. Although this weekend I couldn't back against Luton because they're back at Kenilworth, and we know they score goals, and Forest ain't good in front of goal. So I'm going Luton 3-1. The bounce back from Luton.
Klopp just after getting a yellow card there from the ref. I think Kwanzaa got booked as well. Went in, flying tackle, studs up.
And someone on Karabag has just gotten a red. So that means they're down to 10 men against Leverkusen. So if you have Leverkusen and both to score, things might look good for you.
Absolutely. No, I can't imagine Darren will be there, or somehow at the Europa League. No. Maybe. Well, if we fancy a day on the beer, maybe.
What date's it?
That's a good question. I've no idea. Haven't even looked at it. Can't look that far ahead at the moment. Sancho will show United what they are missing. Don't know about that.
He's been dog shit since he went.
Yeah,
he scored last
2.
night. I
think he's had 3 moments since he's been there.
2 goals and an assist since January. Keep it going.
Cost us for Joe as well. No, yeah, absolutely, 100%. Wednesday, 22nd of May. There you go. Wednesday, 22nd of May.
Very good.
Right, Fulham versus Tottenham. The last 2 games are probably the pick of the bunch, really, aren't they? Fulham, Tottenham, West Ham, Aston Villa.
I think Fulham's the pick of the bunch, if I'm honest. The Fulham Tottenham game.
Yeah.
We know Fulham have been. Hang on, Aston Villa, 2-0. Aston Villa look like they're going through against Ajax. Yeah, I think Fulham have been excellent recently. Spurs again picking up victories. Phenomenal last weekend away at Villa Park. I'm going for 2 bounce backs this weekend. I'm going for Luton and Villa to both come back after defeats last week. And I'm also going for Tottenham to keep their run going. I think Spurs away at Fulham at the Cottage. I think Fulham will make it real difficult. But as has happened so often lately, when they get to the second half of that game, Spurs just pour the pressure on. And they just create enough chances to get 1 or 2 over the line. And it's been phenomenal to watch from Spurs. It really has. I think Ange is doing a phenomenal job with Spurs, especially considering, losing your captain Harry Kane, losing your talisman, your best player. He's one of the best players in the league. And to go around and do the job he's done without Kane and stuff like that, just it's phenomenal. Really is.
Yeah, and he lost Son as well to the Asian Cup as well for a while, and also. And,
that's right. Yeah, that's right.
Madison was out for a couple of months with injury as well.
And he had a couple of the lads at the AFCON as well, Pape Sarr and Bassoum and stuff. Hugo Lloris had to be replaced as well. He brought in
that bit's easy in fairness.
Well, the boy Vicario's done well, and I got to be honest, who's done phenomenal for me? The kid Mickey van de Ven.
Yeah, I'm super impressed with Poirot. Super impressed with Poirot.
Poirot's been good, but the boy Van de Ven has just been. Yeah. He more than anyone looks like the kind of guy who they paid good money for, but could double their money on him in a heartbeat. I think they paid about 40 to 45 million for him. That kid right now probably stands at 80 to 100 million after a season in the Premier League like he's had. At centre back, he's big. He's very good in the air. He's aggressive in the air. He can play with the ball at his feet. He covers the ground like a fucking greyhound. He's a phenomenal player. He won't be at Spurs too long, I can tell you.
Yeah, absolutely. Imagine if the Premier League doesn't get 5th spot. I think that's nailed on. I think the
It's
Champions
not
League
nailed
don't
on.
want. I know it. No, I know what you're saying. I know it's tight at the moment, and Germany could have an influence on it and stuff like that and all. But
10-man Karabag have just gone 2-0 up against Leverkusen.
Leverkusen now. Maybe Nagelsmann. Maybe Nagelsmann and the Serbia ain't a bad choice after all, huh? Just saying.
Oh, they're down to 10 men, and they've just got. Well, I mean, if you're Leverkusen at this stage, you're thinking we'll get 2 and we'll get it to extra time and we'll take them then. But they've got 25 minutes plus added time to get 2.
Yeah.
Won't be easy.
Absolutely, yeah.
I'd say he's getting Ronaldo and Victor Boniface up off the bench now.
Big time, absolutely, yeah. No, I think I know it's tight and they have to figure it out and stuff like that, but I think UEFA would be looking at it and going, the 5th spot in the Premier League.
Yeah, but it's down to the coefficient. It's not necessarily a UEFA decision.
Oh no, I know that. I know how it works and all and stuff like that, but I just.
And the Dortmund result doesn't help the Premier League.
No, they said that, yeah, that Sancho could cost it, yeah, absolutely. Imagine if Dortmund and Sancho and they cost it. Imagine Sancho was the one who cost it, and United were the team in 5th. Good Lord. Mad. Keith, I love the downfall with Hendo. Grass isn't always greener on the other side. It's not that much of a downfall. He's playing well at Ajax. He's after getting called up for the England side.
Stop. You know what Keith's talking about now. Stop. Yeah, don't go there. You've too much loyalty to him.
Yeah, absolutely. See if Ange can win a trophy, Morris says.
Well, I tell you what. Hold on. Hold that. You ready? Are you ready for it? If we count the 4 major trophies, right? Premier League, Champions League, FA Cup, and Carabao. I reckon Ange and Spurs win one before Arteta and Arsenal.
Ooh.
Just saying.
Ooh. We'll have to get a response on the chat to that, folks. That Ange will win a trophy before Arteta wins one.
I think so.
That's a shout, isn't it? Are you pinning your hopes on him going to United then, is it? Is that your thinking behind that, is it?
No. I just think he's doing a phenomenal job with Spurs. Like, if Spurs go ahead and make you'd have to think with the money involved, they keep Werner, right? It's like 15, 16 million. Have to keep him, right? They've got obviously Kulishevsky, and they've got Brennan Johnson, and they've got Son. So like 4 serious players for on the wings in there. You have Maddison, Richarlison. They probably need another number 9, maybe another fullback and a centre back. But like, if they make a couple of signings in the summer, Spurs are right in this. Right in this, and they're not losing Son next year. They're not losing the 2 lads to the AFCON or anything like that, the 3 lads. Everyone's gonna have a season at Spurs as well. A lot of the guys that have just come in will be building again. This could be big for Spurs.
Yeah.
Spurs could after and Arsenal will also have, Arsenal will also have their eye on the Champions League, and it could dilute what they're doing a little bit and stuff like this. I don't know.
The young lad has just hit a 10 against Van Gerwen tonight.
10 darter.
He's unreal.
Luke Littler.
Did you see last week at the Belgian one, wasn't it? Went mad. There was nearly a row on stage and all, apparently.
Let's put the
bet on it, tell you. Can't take it off YouTube when we're here live. Liverpool will walk this Europa League tournament, in my opinion. I don't know. There's still tricky ones in there. I mean, you still have Roma still in there. And
stop now. Stop.
No, but you know what I mean. There still could be certain tricky choices.
Over 2 legs, you should have no issue with any of these teams. The only problem arises is in the final. And what kind of team you can put out on the pitch based on, injuries and stuff like that and whatever. But I mean, if over 2 legs, like you boys are, I'd buy your final ticket now if you could get it.
Joanne shooting fires. You're talking shite. Sorry, Spurs don't win trophies. There you go.
Leverkusen 72 minutes gone have just scored. It's now 4-3 on aggregate. It's going to be on. And Ajax have just had a man sent off. Oh, here. Who got the goal? One Jeremy Frimpong. And who did I tell you they just brought off the bench? Alex Grimaldo.
There you go. Joanne, you can write your name in the cabinet at Spurs through the dust. Yeah, absolutely. So give us, what was your scores again? Fulham, Tottenham and West Ham, Aston Villa?
I'm going to go Spurs 3-1 against Fulham.
Okay.
And I'm going to go Villa the same against West Ham.
Villa the same against West Ham. 3-1.
Yeah, so I reckon Brentford, Spurs and Villa. Yeah. And then I reckon Luton at home. I'm going 3 aways. Will be big in the Premier League.
Yeah, absolutely. FA Cup, Wolves, Coventry.
Gotta tell you, Coventry have a great deal of FA Cup pedigree over the years. And this won't be easy for Wolves. Coventry are a smashing team. Now, the only thing I'll be interested to see is what Mark Robbins goes with. If Mark Robbins goes with the nut flush, Coventry are in with a spin here. As good as Wolves and Gary O'Neill have been, if they go with the nut flush, Coventry are in with a spin. If he decides to prioritise the league over what's going on in the FA Cup and he dilutes the 11, Wolves should have enough to get over the line. But if he doesn't, this could be a humdinger of a game. Coventry are a smashing football team, I can tell you.
Is this the same conversation we had a few weeks ago about Leicester? Remember we were chatting about Leicester and you were saying the same thing, that the priority would definitely be promotion.
Well, like it's an extremely competitive championship this year, and Coventry are looking to get a place in the playoffs. There's 4 teams kind of fighting it out for those top 2 spaces, and then there's about another 6 teams fighting it out for the last 2 of the top 6. So all in all, like you've probably got 10 teams in the shake-up for promotion at the minute, out of 24 teams, which is phenomenal.
Would you do that at this stage in the FA Cup where, you're close-ish, You
are close-ish, but here's your problem. If I look at Coventry, right, and I look at the teams left in it, I can give it a spin versus Wolves, and I can give it a spin versus Leicester. The likelihood of me taking out United, City, Newcastle, Liverpool or Chelsea, they're a lot smaller, I would think. And maybe they'll decide the percentage play here is get guys game time, try and sharpen them up for league games, that you always need minutes towards the end of the season, and not hang me hat on that FA Cup, That's because that's where the money's to be made. Don't forget, it's the league. It's not necessarily the FA Cup.
Be nice to see Coventry or Leicester, one of them going through, wouldn't it? Staying in the tournament, though, wouldn't it?
But you know what? I'd be absolutely honest. I'd prefer to see Coventry get promotion, because it looks like at the minute. It looks like at the minute Leicester are nailed on, and you'll have a +1 with them. Could be Ipswich, could be Leeds, could be Southampton. But I personally, I'd love to see Coventry come up. Obviously, Mark Robbins, ex-Man United, kept Fergie in his job and stuff like that. And Coventry were in the very first Premier League back in the day and stuff like that. It'd be nice to get them back. They gave some great moments over the years in the Premier League. I'd love to see Coventry back. They've been through an awful lot of stuff, and it would really give me a great amount of pleasure, I have to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's some lineup for the internationals, isn't it? Acers has just put up there. I read today as well that Kevin De Bruyne was excluded from the Belgium squad. Was that down to choice or injury, or did you hear that?
I didn't hear anything, but he may be just trying to stay fit. I mean, they're friendlies. No huge issue with blooding new guys in friendly games and giving a guy like De Bruyne a bit of time off towards the end of the season for the injuries to heal, and to give him a spin at maybe that quad at City and stuff like that,
Yeah, he wasn't happy getting taken off last week against us, but he did look actually
He
bad.
really wasn't.
I
think sometimes the hair makes him look a bit more fucking bollocks at times. Because
that Duffer effect.
Yeah, a little bit. Duffer looked in the second minute the same way he did the 82nd. You have
absolutely. Yeah. City, Newcastle.
City and Newcastle. Yeah, I think this will be City again. I think they're going into that mode where they just grind stuff out at the minute. New Adidas international jerseys are mint. Which one?
I presume he's talking about Ireland, no?
No, ours is Castor, isn't it?
Or is it?
Yeah. It's not ours. Unless he's talking about he's talking about Belgium, maybe. Could be. We'll find out. Maybe. Or he may be talking about the general international ones. And I did see a couple of new Adidas ones the other day, and they were quite tasty, so possibly. I think City will just grind these out. I think City will just grind it out. I don't think it'll be pretty, but I think they'll do enough to get over the line, and I'll probably say 2-1 City.
Keita saying he heard KDB as a groin injury. There you
right,
go.
Okay.
So, makes sense. Chelsea-Leicester?
Chelsea-Leicester. Yeah, this will be a good game. Like, Leicester are playing very, very well again. Do they rest players? It'll be interesting to see. The boy Cesare Casadi was on loan at Leicester from Chelsea for the first half of the season. He got recalled in January and has just started to make some appearances in the first team. He's a really handy midfielder. He was a huge part of what Leicester were doing, was very highly rated under Enzo Maresca, and he's started to arrive at the pitch at Stamford Bridge now as well. He'll probably start versus Leicester, I would think, because they'll rest some of the first choice 11 and they'll probably play a couple of guys that need game time and stuff like that. I think Chelsea will get over this here, but I think, again, it'll be tight. It'll be, that sort of 2-1 and late on, just grab something, nick a winner, as they did the other night on Monday Night Football. Something similar, I think, would be, they'd be happy enough to just get into the semis and hope for a decent draw then, that they might get to a cup final again,
Yeah, and then the bottom one, the Super Sunday, Paddy's Day, Man United versus Liverpool.
Yeah, we played you guys on Paddy's Day a few years ago, didn't we, in the Europa?
I think so, was it?
We did. We either played on the day before or on Paddy's Day. One or the other.
It was in around it anyway, definitely.
It absolutely was. And I think you guys did a number of us that night. Is that right?
I would assume so. Sounds like it was one of the seasons where we got to the final, was it?
I think it might have been. I wouldn't hold lots of hope for Sunday, to be honest. I think we'll make it competitive. I think it'll be, it might even go down to the last kick of the game, so to speak. But I think in the end, as you've seen, Liverpool have an awful lot of goals in them, and I think, that might just see us over the line.
Yeah, so signed 2016.
Yeah.
God's mad. That was 8 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. That is mad, isn't it?
Yeah. I know we recalled, all right.
Yeah. So what you're thinking? You still think it's gonna be tight?
Yeah, I think it'll be tight. I think it'll be tight. I think it'll be tight. Heart versus head. 2-2.
2-2.
2-2.
Interesting. Big up, Peter. Good to see you, my friend. Just to let you know, I am watching the game. It's right here beside me. I am indeed watching the game. Don't worry about that. But sure, from the first leg, it wasn't even a contest, was it? Interesting. Let's see what happens. Daz is saying 3-0 to Villa.
3-0 to Villa. Villa have just scored. Just going to get my phone to see how things are going in my bets.
No problem. I will bring the
because I can also get my beat the bookies up. Our boy, my boy, I'm a huge fan of this kid. I've mentioned him quite a few times. The boy John Duran at Villa.
Oh yeah,
just got on the score sheet. The Colombian lad that came from the MLS. He was a really good pickup. Villa paid about 16 million for this kid. I think they paid it from like the Columbus Crew or somewhere like this. But he looks an extremely tidy footballer, I must say. Big physical kid, has an eye for goal and stuff. I like him. Huge fan.
Peter's in 4-2 Liverpool on Sunday. Darwizzy hat-trick. Interesting. Morris wants to know, what am I watching it on, Niall? I'm actually watching it on my Sky Glass on TNT. There you go. TNT 1 HD. There you go. What more would you want?
There you go.
There you go. Philip Coutinho scored amazing goals against the Hay at Old Trafford. Philip Coutinho scored amazing goals, full stop. Doesn't necessarily
had a habit of scoring some amazing goals, Philip Coutinho.
Absolutely. Had a habit of missing some easy ones as well, funny enough. That just goes with the territory, doesn't it, as well? Sorry about that. I think the only two teams Arsenal can get past here is Dortmund and Barca, in my opinion. What's your thoughts on that, Darren, looking at what's left in the competition? How do you see it going?
Say that again to me, will you?
Morris is saying that the only two teams he can see Arsenal getting by is Dortmund and Barca in that draw. So that's who he's going to be hoping for tomorrow.
Yes. I don't know. I think you could give it a spin against PSG. Let's not forget Newcastle did a number on them earlier in the season.
Yeah.
And they're not the force that the Qataris would like you to think they are. I think you could spin against PSG. I think you could absolutely spin against Bayern. I think you could spin against Barca. And I think you could spin against Dortmund. Personally, the only ones I'd want to avoid there is the two Madrid teams and City. I think any of the other four, I would give Arsenal a fighting chance.
Does this tomorrow stink of an Arsenal City draw? You could just see it, couldn't you?
There's 3 Spanish teams, there's 2 German teams, one French. I mean, like for England and for the 5th place, I'm making the assumption, we want Real to get Dortmund and knock them out handy. We want Atletico to get Bayern, knock them out handy. We want Arsenal to do a number on Barca, and we want City to do a number on PSG, which would get 2 English teams to the semis and should be enough to get you a coefficient to grab that 5th spot.
Do you know what you could see tomorrow in this draw? You could see the All Madrid tie. You could see Bayern versus Dortmund. You could see Arsenal versus City, and then PSG versus Barcelona or something. You could see
the El Qatari derby, couldn't you, in PSG and City?
Yeah. Interesting. I just have a funny feeling, sometimes we've seen in these Champions Leagues, especially when you're fighting at the top of the Premier League, that you get those extra games against each other. And I think Arsenal City, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a little predictor, and we'll see tomorrow. I'm going to go Arsenal City to draw each other, and I'm going to go Madrid to draw Atleti. There's 2 for you, if that happens.
Right, I'll tell you what.
Give us 2. Give us 2, yeah. And let's see, be good crack tomorrow when we're watching it.
I'll go Real City.
Real City, okay.
Which would be a massive downer. Massive. And I'll go Arsenal Atletico. I'll go for 2 Spanish-English legs, yeah?
Yeah.
I'll go Real City and I'll go Atletico Arsenal.
Atletico Arsenal. Peter's going for an El Clasico draw and then City PSG, aka El Clasico. Interesting. Arsenal are officially eliminated. Not yet. Nothing's official. I think we will get Atletico.
I think you'll get Atletico as well, Morris. I do.
Interesting. Dortmund is Arsenal's only hope.
How rough would it be if Arsenal got Dortmund and Jadon Sancho knocked Morris's team out of the Champions League?
Oh, God. Not good. Sure, it wouldn't be. Right. So what did you go for? What's your 2 again? You went for Arsenal and Atletico, was it?
No, Arsenal, Atletico, City, Real. We talked about earlier on that bounce back that Villa were looking for. 4-0 now against Ajax. 4-0. Very good. They
should save a few for the weekend.
I think they will.
I want to get your thoughts on these 2. This has come up this week. Talk of Marcus Rashford, PSG, between 75 and 85 million is the conversation. I think we've had this conversation before that you'd listen, give him a piggyback there, basically.
Yeah, I'd
also,
run him through the Channel Tunnel. Jump on me back there, Marcus.
What's your thoughts on the other one here, Luis Diaz? We've heard his dad coming out just there around Christmas time, or just after. Remember, and he was saying that he was talking about his son. He'd love to play for Barcelona and this kind of thing. And I felt at the time it was kind of laying down roots, if you like. What do you think of this Luis Diaz? He's also been linked with PSG as well, but linked with Barcelona as well. See either of these things happening?
Yeah, like, you know, he fits the mold of a Barcelona player. I mean, could I see Diaz on the left, Rafinha on the right, feeding the new Brazilian striker, the Roque Junior lad? Possibly, absolutely. You know, yeah, I think that's a great shout because obviously Emery knows how to do things over two legs, and in the final there, won it a couple of times at Sevilla. But I do think it could happen. It will all depend on how the manager sees Diaz, the new manager, and how he fits into his plans. The one thing I will say with Diaz, I am a fan of Diaz, but I think at times he falls short with his end product. Because I think a lot of the times I watch him in the game, he excites me. I think he travels really well with the ball. He carries the ball really well. He attracts defenders. He creates space elsewhere on the pitch. But he doesn't have a great goal involvement ratio. Do you know what I mean? He doesn't score lots and he doesn't assist lots. So, I mean, if somebody was going to come and say, listen, I'm willing to take him off your hands. You paid 50, here's X amount. Would it be a huge loss to Liverpool? I don't think so. He's not the first name on the team sheet every week. Far from it. And we know if Jota was fit, the likelihood is he may not be getting a whole lot of game time at all right now. You'd probably have Nunez on the left and Salah on the right and Jota through the middle. You'd have Gakpo and Diaz coming from the bench. But I don't know. It's going to be down to the new manager, I think, and what he wants to do when he comes in. And if he decides, you know what, I'll take 75, 80 million because that's two players into my squad for me. And that could be important in a rebuild, you know?
Yeah, especially with Michael Edwards back there at the helm as well. So that'll
absolutely
be interesting. Rashford leaving United would make them stronger, to be honest. Love Diaz, but would take 100 mil for him and go get. I don't think you're getting that boy out of Napoli at that price. I was looking at a thing the other day that they're looking at something crazy like 140 million or something.
I don't think you'd be miles away from getting him for 100.
Do you? You think you come in for that?
I think you'd be close. And listen, he's a fucking footballer, that kid. Yeah, he is a footballer. He really, really is. You know, people obviously spoke about the boy Victor Osimhen and how huge he was. Well, I'd argue the fact that Kvaratskhelia is probably an even bigger player for Napoli, and when he doesn't play, Napoli don't play, and he could be a massive signing for anyone if they could get that over the line. That's where if I was PSG, that's where I'd be looking to replace Mbappe.
Yeah,
you know,
full time Liverpool 6-1, 11-2 on aggregate. Anthony will be praying this happens. I don't know. I think they're gonna have to figure out something about him, aren't they? Get him out the door. Front three of Krava, Donna, Darwin, and Salah. Yeah, Krava, Donna, Darwin, and Salah. Yeah, jeez. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you'll have to get someone to replace Salah, obviously, because he won't be there.
Yeah, you could be looking at Krava, Donna, Darwin, and Neto.
Which has nothing wrong with it.
No, absolutely not.
Absolutely
Just want to get your thoughts on that. It's two that came up this week and stuff like that. I know sometimes they try to fill paper space, but it's nice to get the thoughts on it. This also came up today, came up this week, triggering a lot of people. This whole battle between private and public funding and all in relation to the redevelopment of Old Trafford and rebuilding the new one, the new Trafford, if you want to call it, as opposed to Wembley North. But they're talking about a massive plan. You can tell by the structure of the board they've put in to do this, with Lord Cohen there, but all all the greater Manchester people in there as well. The mayor, the city council guy. I think there's a number of people there all in on that as well. So obviously they're looking at regenerating the whole area, similar to what City have done.
I'll tell you how this will end up. How this will end up. This will end up at the point where they'll be paying us to rebuild the stadium. Looking at how he's put the building blocks in place behind the scenes and the board they've created, Cole and stuff like that. You know, when you hear Cole's name, you're tapping into the likes of lottery funding, grant systems, all of this stuff. So I imagine a lot of this is going to be done without the major headache of affecting the club's transfer policies and affecting what they can do going forward. Now, I know obviously there was good news on that this week with the sustainability and profitability being, put to the side, and we're going to go to the UEFA's coefficient now of 85% and stuff like that, which suits Premier League teams massively. But I imagine that when this is done and dusted, somebody's going to be giving us money. Leverkusen have just equalised in the 93rd minute to make it 2-2.
They're going to win it now in extra time.
Who's got the goal? Hang on. The scorer hasn't come up yet. But I wonder how long left. Because there's 93 minutes on the clock. But don't forget, there was a sending off in the second half. So I wonder how long they've given. Highlights, let's say. The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 7 minutes. So they've just scored in the 93rd.
So 4 minutes.
There's 4 minutes to get a winner.
Or extra
time.
Interesting.
Very good.
Yeah,
very
absolutely.
Good.
Morris, it was nice to see an Ireland manager able to say a full sentence today at the presser. You're all in on John O'Shea, are you?
Me, listen.
No, that was direct at Morris.
I'm all in on anyone who's not Stephen Kenny. I really am. I think I sent Morris a message the other day because I saw Kenny was named among the favourites for the Bowles job. Just thought, what a fall from grace. I've just come from being Ireland manager and now I'm the manager of Bowles.
Can you imagine how the Bowles fans feel?
Oh, Jesus.
Gary Neville on board as well. Yeah, there's Gary Neville's on that as well. Absolutely.
Well, it makes sense for Neville to be on it because don't forget, Neville owns the hotel next door to Old Trafford.
Absolutely.
So a regeneration of the area could be massive for the hotel, for its restaurant, for its bar, for all of that. So I think it's a clever move.
Yeah, absolutely. Henry's in. Big up, Henry. How are you, my friend? Good to see
Henry.
You. That's 2-2 Leverkusen. Peter's gone for Alonso versus Klopp and Dublin, the passing of the torch. Absolutely.
What have we got here? The boy Grimaldo got both assists when he came on. He got the assist for Frimpong and he's after getting the assist for Patrick Schick.
Nice. Henry's there. Send them packs of nappies to Dazzler. We'll need them Sunday. Jim Crockett's brother Jackie has passed away. R.I.P. Very, very sad. That's the spirit, Darren. That's the spirit. Eno's in. Big up, Eno. What's the crack, lads? Good to see you, friends. Good to see you in there. Henry, big up chat. I'm off to bed doing the draw for the Champions League and the Europa tomorrow at 11 a.m. Please join me if you can. Yeah, absolutely. Check out Henry's channel for that. He's covering the draws. Always good fun covering the draws. Big up, Henry. Hope you're well today. And Morris, Poch's biggest fan has arrived. Poch's biggest fan has arrived in the chat. I mean,
he's a funny guy, isn't he?
I'm good, Daz. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how this goes and all and stuff like that, isn't it? But just to see the uproar, because obviously it's Man United, one of the richest clubs in the world and all that kind of thing. And the banter was crazy about, needing public funding and all this kind of thing. But Ina's in, big up. Up the Poch. There we go. Love it. Wanted to get your thoughts on this as well. What was your thinking on this? Bit of a fractured relationship at the moment between the Premier League and the Pyramid. The Pyramid is beginning to crumble, is it? 900 million deal. They
voted. Yeah, they voted against it. So what happens now is they're given a deal and they've no say in it. So that could be a plus or a minus. That could be greater than the fee, or it could be less than the fee. But you're rolling the dice by going that far.
They're talking about taking legal action as well in relation to the regulator. It was an interesting mix as well. What did you make of the mix of the 10 teams it was that turned it down?
Listen, it is what it is. Like it wasn't Man City turned it down anyway. They had no worries, did they? You know what I mean? I don't love the idea of the Premier League kind of looking down at the AFL and not dispersing some of the wealth out of the league. Because, and we've seen it over the last few years, the structure and the pyramid scheme, and hold on. 98 minutes on the clock. Bayer Leverkusen 3, Karabag 2.
Gone.
98 minutes.
What a comeback.
Patrick Schick again came off the bench. Schick came off the bench in the 59th minute. He was carded in the 70th, got the equaliser in the 93rd, and he just got the winner in the 98th minute.
Got a feel for Karabag as well, getting the man sent off.
Oh, you got it. And it was upgraded from VAR. So the on-field decision was a yellow, and he was sent to the screen, apparently.
To make up to the red.
Yeah.
That's terrible.
That's tough.
Makes for a great draw tomorrow, though. Draw should be interesting.
Sure does. Good football games in the draw.
Anyway, back to the pyramid.
Yeah, like I don't love it. I think we've looked at players and coming up the ranks and stuff like that, and a lot of the players that maybe drop down out of the Premier League, like you look at a player like somebody like Michael Elise, right? Comes out of the system at Chelsea, things don't work very well for him. Heads to somewhere like a Reading, does really, really well, gets a step back up and stuff like that. I don't think you want to stop that. And the issue is, if the money isn't in place for those teams to bring those kind of guys in, where do they go? Do they end up out of the game? Do they end up in another country? Then is it more costly to get them back involved? And even the way, a lot of the younger Irish lads would come up the ranks in the UK, they would come up in, maybe they're playing League 2 and they might get a bump to League 1, and then all of a sudden they could be playing Championship and stuff like that. And I think the pyramid system is really, really important. I think the FA and the Premier League would be remit to not, do their due diligence on this and put the money in place for.
Do you know what I was disappointed in? One thing I was disappointed in was a lot of the teams down in the Championship and stuff like that who rely on money and the way the pyramid works and stuff like that and all. These are a lot of teams that are part of the foundations of the Premier League and stuff like that initially and all, And
absolutely.
Then I looked at this list here, and I was thinking West Ham have spent time down there, Villa have spent time down there, Wolves have spent time down there,
Forest,
Palace,
Bournemouth. So it's only the top 3 who haven't.
Yeah.
So surely they know what it's like down there, and surely they understand, what needs to be done in order to keep it. Now, listen, they're obviously looking at it from a point of view, and they're saying, well, the more we send down the pipe, the less we have, and we want to try and become competitive in this league, and that's very difficult when we're sandbagging for the boys below us.
But the likelihood is, if you look at those last X amount of teams, potentially they could see themselves down there. Who knows? At a certain stage,
Full time in Leverkusen.
Finished 3-2.
Finished 3-2.
I thought you were going to tell me 3-3 or something like that.
No. Finished 3-2.
What did you make of the horse racing today? Fergie picking up 2 winners and Harry Redknapp. Did you see Harry Redknapp's?
No.
Yeah, Fergie picked up 2 winners.
Did Fergie's horse win? Yeah, he only had 1 horse won, I thought, no?
I think he had 2 winners today, because they were saying on commentary it was 2-1, United versus West Ham or whatever it was. It was 2-1 against Harry Redknapp. So it was very cool. But
I thought he only had the 40-1 shot in Hitman, wasn't it?
No, apparently he had 2 winners.
And did Hitman win?
I don't know whether Hitman was one of them. They can tell me in the chat, but I just seen you 2 winners because I didn't get to see. Must have been one of them, yeah. But apparently he had 2 winners, and Harry had 1. He had a great winner as well. But it was Fergie was at the rail, and he was cheering the horse on and stuff like that. But who was standing beside him? Big Sam, giving it welly. Big Sam Allardyce. Yeah, so it was pretty cool. And it was good to see Harry Redknapp there as well, coming in with the horse and all, and he was very emotional about it and all and stuff like that. It meant a lot to them and all. Harry's after going big into the horses now. He's breeding and everything and all now, they were saying. So it's interesting to see. Interesting.
I can't find any of his winners today.
Apparently that's what he said. Now, unless he has a share in too, but
or unless, I wonder, now I don't know for sure, so I'm only just throwing this out there, unless he's had 2 winners previously and this was Harry's first one. So, you know what I mean?
I think they said on the day it was 2-1. I think that's what now, unless I'm getting it wrong, but I think he said on the day it's 2-1.
I definitely didn't hear enough of it to argue with.
He definitely had one anyway, because I showed a video of him on the rail and he was cheering the horse home, and Allardyce was all over Fergie and all. Fergie had 2 winners today. Yeah, Peter's telling us. There you go. He had the winner in one race and then Hitman and another horse in the same race. There you go.
And Hitman didn't win, so it must have been the other horse.
So the other horse won is Fergie's apparently, and then he had a winner in. He had the winner in one race and then Hitman and another in the same. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, it was 2-1 today. Yeah. So there you go. We missed that if we had been following your manager. There you go.
Not a bad day at the office for him, was it?
Great day at the office. 2 winners at Cheltenham in the same day.
Not bad. Really not bad. I'm trying to see if even find it.
Yeah, it's there.
I'm sure it is there.
Yeah.
I just can't.
I wanted to get your thoughts on this today. The new expanded Champions League format apparently is so complex that the draw will be made by computer after UEFA found it would take up to 4 hours without digital assistance. What do you make of this draw done by a computer?
Have you seen the video on it?
Yeah, I have.
The video on it is just mind blowing. Like I had to sit down after the video because it gave me the fucking head staggers. Like, it's such a fucking poor it's such a poor format. It really is. I don't know what to expect from this. I really don't know what to expect for this. I just think it could be absolute chaos. I think there's so many teams not going to have a butcher's where they are or what they're doing, you know.
So normal for UEFA.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I think it makes it very, very difficult then from the club's point of view. I know UEFA wants as many games as possible to be meaningful. But I mean, I think if you're looking at a group stage in a Champions League or in Europa or something like that, if you've won your first 4 games, surely you deserve to be able to blood a few young players in a game and take your foot off the pedal a little bit and keep your eyes focused on your domestic competitions and stuff like that. And that becomes very, very difficult when you're in a league format and every point counts for a space and stuff like that. And I think it's going to be chaos. I really do.
Yeah, no, it's going to be interesting to see how it all.
I don't necessarily disagree with what Morris is saying.
Yeah.
But I think we could have done it differently. We could have gone knockout from the word go and put teams in danger. Yeah,
like the old way.
Put teams in danger, and look, that's what I would have done, and space them out better so that you didn't have 6 games between August and the 1st of December, which is generally when they play there.
Just, do you know what? Just give me 2 pots with balls in them and don't give me any of this regional sort of stuff where they can't draw each other and all that, and just pick balls out of a hat and give me a draw.
Let's say, right? Let's just say. So August, most teams go back into the league. Maybe sometimes Spain and stuff like that's a little bit later.
Yeah.
Let's say they play 2 games. They play 1 round in September, home and away leg. September. Play 1 round, home and away in October. 1 round, home and away in November. You skip December, right? You skip January. Because obviously the Christmas fixtures, plus then a lot of leagues break for the winter break and stuff like that. Then you go back in, you go round in March, round in April, round in May is the semi-finals, and then, last week in May or first week in June is your final. You'd have 6 rounds and a final. So you'd still play 13 games.
Yeah.
which are 6 2-game rounds, and your game in the final, but knockout. So if you're gone, you're gone. You're not having to travel like if you're bottom of the fucking group stage after 5 games, you haven't had a point, and you're getting pumped every week. Do you really need to be going to fucking Azerbaijan on a Thursday night to then have a game maybe on a Sunday evening or a Monday and affect your league position because UEFA want all countries to be involved? Fuck off, will you, lads?
Yeah.
What you know about football, we could write in the fucking back of a postage stamp. A
Yeah,
lot of
as
fat
Morris
fucks in suits.
Yeah, as Morris has said, it's contrived to keep the bigger teams in there as long as possible, and it doesn't really, the way it's structured, it doesn't really act in terms of fair play or respect or any of those
Of course
kind
it
of things,
doesn't.
realistically, which is what they
let's
preach.
go and see a Marseille win a fucking European Cup like 1990. Let's see that. Let's go and see a Porto. Let's go and see somebody. Let's go and see somebody knock out a big team over 2 legs. To knock out a big team over 2 legs is a serious job anyway. So, but let's at least give them the opportunity to. Not you've got to play 6 group games. You've got to be A, B, C, D. You then need to score with your left foot, your right foot, a header, 2 from the right, a cross, and fuck off, you UEFA, will you? Fuck off.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the saying. He had 2 winners, 25-1 and 17-2. Minima Politaric.
And so actually, now that you've mentioned it, Daz, Monmiral was the first one, and then the second was Minona. And actually, I looked at the silks, and they're both yellow with a red star on them. So when I seen the silks, it was Harry Cobden for Paul Nichols, I think, if I'm right. But I didn't realise he owned both of them. Funny story, that. Very good.
There you go. Right, will we get into some Beat the Bookie?
Sure, let's.
Why not, sure?
Let's. Now, let's see here. Beat your bookie over the head with a sledgehammer. Sorry. I've had a bit of tough luck in those toys tonight, yeah.
Yeah.
So I've had Atalanta and both to score. 2-1. I've had Brighton and both to score. They won 1-0.
Yeah.
And I've had Villa. They won 4-0 again. Didn't get the other goal. And then in the other one, I've had Liverpool 5-1, 6-1. I've had Leverkusen 3-2.
Yeah.
And I'd Club Bruges 3-0.
It's getting close, isn't it? There's a big one coming though, isn't it?
That was a goal, 1 goal earlier in the 5:15s, the 5:45s, and 1 goal tonight in the 8 o'clocks. And I had all 3 teams to win.
What you need to do is start mixing the earlies with the lates, maybe.
Freiburg and I can't think that far ahead of you, mad. Freiburg and Molde let me down for a goal each for money. Sound lads, is great. Right, what are we going for the weekend? I only did 2. I did 1 for the Premier League, and I did 1 for the Champions League. That's all you've got for me. It's not the Champions League, the FA Cup.
FA Cup, okay.
FA Cup. So I've gone. Thank God I've gone with the same results as I gave out earlier. I've gone Villa and both to score at West Ham.
Yeah.
Spurs and both to score at Fulham, and Luton and both to score at Forest. That pays 55-1.
I substituted Luton for Brentford. I have Tottenham, Villa, and Brentford.
And how much?
46-1.
Not much between them. Pretty similar.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not bad, yeah.
And then what I did was I actually didn't do. I mixed the FA Cup and the Premier League. Again, I went Villa and both to score because I think that's nailed on.
Yeah.
I went Chelsea and both score at home against Leicester. And
yeah.
I went Wolves and both score at home against Coventry because I think no matter what team Coventry, but they're good enough to at least get a goal. And I think if they rest players, Wolves will just get over the line. And that's 34-1.
Interesting. I did 4 in this for the FA Cup. result of both the score. All 4 games. Pays 72 to 1. So I did Wolves and I did
Correct.
Chelsea.
Correct.
I did Man City against Newcastle.
I know what's coming next.
Well, I have to go on my own, boys. Can't back against them. Liverpool, of course, and both the score.
I knew it was coming. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
So if you were putting that in, you'd be going both teams to score and draw. You were talking about, weren't you?
Yes.
Which might be a tidy bet as well.
Yeah, you get great odds on the result and both score if it's a draw.
I have 3 other bets for you.
Oh, you were busy, weren't you? Getting in the swing of it with Cheltenham, were you?
I'll tell you, I was getting addicted a bit. I did a bet builder for Man United, Liverpool. So I went Liverpool to win. I put our boy Endo back in there. Player to commit 2 or more fouls.
Endo.
Casemiro to commit 2 or more fouls.
Mm-hmm.
Which has to be a banker. Player to be fouled 2 or more times, Alexis McAllister.
Right.
I had Darwin to have 2 or more shots on target. Now that might be a stretch. You never know.
Sometimes hitting the target can be difficult for our pal Darwin.
Absolutely. And then I had Mo Salah to score or assist.
What are we talking? 18 to 1?
30 to 1.
It's not too bad.
It's not
too bad.
Not bad. So then I did 2 goal scorer bets, 1 for the league and 1 for the cup.
Give me the teams, Niall. Give me the teams.
They'll be self-explanatory. I'll go with the cup first of all anyway. So I went with Man City.
Phil Foden.
No.
Julian Alvarez.
Correct. I went with Wolves. You know who's going on there.
Pedro Neto.
Yeah, potentially future Liverpool player. And I went with Liverpool.
Big Mo.
Absolutely. 18 to 1.
Yeah, not too bad.
It's not
too bad. No.
And then I went with the League One then. The League One is interesting. I have 4 in the League One. And it pays just shy of 40 to 1.
Right.
So, Brentford.
Excuse me. Ivan Toney.
Yep. Nottingham Forest.
Awuni.
Yep. And Spurs.
Son.
No. Man who's in form at the moment after scoring in the last 2, didn't he?
James Maddison.
Timo Werner.
Okay.
And Aston Villa. Your favourite boy at Villa, Ollie Watkins. You spoke about him earlier. So those 4 pay just shy of 40 to 1. And that is my bets for this weekend.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah,
that's a decent bet.
Yeah, nothing too crazy.
Absolutely. No. I'm just looking in to see who got all the Villa goals tonight.
Watkins got the first, didn't he?
Watkins, Bailey, Diaby, and Duran. Pretty good. Douglas Luiz with a couple of assists as well. Very, very big fan of Douglas Luiz, I have to tell you.
Yeah, linked with Arsenal, isn't he?
Huge fan. Well, they 50 million on the table, didn't they? Now, that was last year, obviously. I don't know whether they would have gone for Declan Rice if they'd pop 50 on Luiz, but great signing. If you could get your hands on him. Just made the Brazil squad, hasn't he?
Yes.
Just got his call up to the Brazil squad. He takes corners and free kicks. Very, very good at a dead ball situation. And he has an eye for goal and the assists. Really good. Really, really top footballer.
Yeah, those were both were Paul Nichols ones.
Seeing that Harry Cobden was on board them, all right, yeah.
Aspinall Humphreys final. That'll be interesting.
I saw. Pacers. Did you see Littler? He was talking. He was saying, "I'm everyone's FA Cup final," which I loved.
Yeah,
I loved that. You know, backing himself, he was like, "I'm everyone's cup final." I was like, "Good man, Luke. I like it."
Yeah, absolutely. Aces, Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona after United versus Liverpool.
On Sunday.
That's a great day, isn't it, for Paddy's Day, isn't it?
That'll be a kicking match anyway, won't it? Atletico and Barca. Atletico are very physical. Like Simeone is just very physical.
When you're out on the pitch, when you're kicking lumps out of Inter Milan, you're physical. Because Inter Milan are quite a physical side themselves.
Yeah, they are. I had two Atletico players to get yellow cards last night, and they both got them. Koke and Hermosa. They were the only two that got them. But I had them in a bet builder, but they were like, they just put so much out there and leave so much on, guys. You're like, how did they not get away with more? For some reason, Simeone's sides seem to be very the referees look after them a lot. I don't know whether they're in fear of Simeone or what the crack is, but there doesn't seem to be, you've seen tackles flying in, he's like playing away, and you're like, Jesus Christ, what's going on here? Very strange.
Tips for the Gold Cup tomorrow. Top horse is going to win it, isn't he? Galan something?
Top horse?
Top horse. Galan something or other, is it? Galan the champ or something like that?
Let's have a look.
He won it last year by 4 lengths, apparently.
It's 4:10, is it?
I think so.
That must be 3:30. Hang on. Galloping the Champs?
Yeah. That's the one. The only thing they were saying, though, is the last time a horse has won back-to-back Gold Cups, 1972, apparently, the year I was born.
It's a good year. Get a bottle of whiskey from them, you're doing all right, wouldn't you?
Yeah, it was a good year, all right.
Let me think. What else is in it? Faster, so Jerry come out. It's not a great renewal, is it? It's not a great renewal.
Top horse sticks out a mile.
Scottish Grand National winner, Corrick Rambler, is going in it. That's a really nice horse, that Corrick Rambler. I don't know whether. Yeah. On the Grand National of 4 mile 2. This is only 3 mile 2. Might be a bit quick for him. Might make it into the reckoning though. He's got to win at Cheltenham over 3 mile 1. Last year. We shall see. That might be. I think that'd be my outsider. I think that'd be my Corrick Rambler.
How many runners is there? What's a paying for the each way? How many places? Is it 4?
There's 11 run. There's only 11 run.
So 3 places.
It might be 4 because of the fact it's
normally 12. Well, they might give it as a bonus, but it's normally 12 runners, isn't it?
They might give it as a bonus just because it's both to finish in the top 4. Yes, they are paying 4 places at 50 the odds.
Okay.
I'll take Corrick Rambler 11 to 1 at quarter the odds, 4 places. Yeah, you're picking up money for that, right? That's free money. Free money.
Absolutely. Big up, Jack. Hope all is good. Had a bit of a run in at the Tranmere game. Hope you're all right. Glasses fell off. Morris, thoughts on the Scottish League run in, Darren?
No idea.
Like a couple of the favourites today, still running.
Couldn't tell you. No idea.
There, any tips for the Gold Cup? Daz, same thing. If you any Daz, let us know what you're thinking. I think the top horse is going to escape this. Be very surprised. United preview tomorrow night. Absolutely. You can bank on it. When do I ever let you down? Huh?
Money in the bank, baby.
Absolutely. Right, another good show. Thanks a million.
Do we keep all the wrestling talk for the other show?
Most of it, yeah. Unless you want to insert something, unless you want to drop a bit of controversy there or something.
Can I just pour a bit of petrol on the CEO? What the fuck is that?
I see they said, there you go. He just jumped in.
What is that about?
You're going to have to...
It's boss time, and now she's the CEO, lad. That is fucking embarrassing. That's like IRS going to fucking AEW and they started calling them the revenue. Get fucked, will you? That is fucking...
You're going to have to try and figure out the Wednesday show. The Wednesday show's a great show at the moment. It's cracking in the chat.
That is absolutely abysmal.
Yeah.
And like, why would they put her up against your woman, Julia Hart? You've just put the belt on your woman, Julia Hart. Now she's going to be fucking buried. Like...
Well, they obviously don't want to dilute Tony Storm. Because Tony Storm is one of the few situations that about from her, you know, worth.
It's the worst gimmick I've ever seen in my life. It's dreadful.
The Sasha one.
Tony Storm.
It's different though. It's interesting because it's different, and she's really. I do have to say, she's playing the character well enough. She is doing it well.
It's a shocking character. The gimmick is dreadful. What's his name? What did he call him? Fucking Lurch, get the bleeding belt. What's his name? What is that about? What's he going on there?
What's this bong? I don't know.
What's he talking about?
Don't know.
What are you talking about?
Thoughts on Sasha Banks filling arenas and saving AEW? Not going to happen. Absolutely.
Not a chance.
What did Eric Bischoff say? It won't even move the needle.
Not even. My God. And I tell you what, I'm going to throw another pipe bomb in. Whoever let her at the fucking wardrobe, what's that about? The two outfits were as bad as it gets. She looked like she'd been fucking thrift shopping in fucking Boston that day. The absolute state. You looked $1 billion in the WWE, and now you look like some indie that's sleeping on one of them pallets down the lane of fucking Mount Street. I'll sort yourself out, girl. Fucking hell.
On a pallet down Mount Street.
Fuck's sake.
Oh God.
Sort yourself out.
Love it.
She's off the list now.
She's wouldn't move a needle on Talbot Street.
100%. She's off the list. Sasha was always on my list, and now she's gone. She's off the list. Fucking Mercedes Moné. What a load of shite.
Viva Rob Apter running down the way in gear. The tramway saying Viva Rob Apter. Bill Apter.
We've replaced Sasha on the list.
She does, yeah. The husband does the outfits, doesn't he?
Oh God.
The same.
He's surely our GBF now. Come on now. Have you seen him? Have you seen him? He's a horror show, that bloke. He is a horror show.
I would say an interesting selection.
Stop, will you?
An interesting selection.
Even if you're a hobo, you're not having a look at that bloke, right? Come on.
Presents himself pretty well, though. Presents himself pretty well. Well, I think if you're Snoop's niece.
So if you're Snoop's niece, you're looking at your man. Come on now.
No, but that's what I mean. If you're Snoop's niece, the bar should be way higher, yeah?
This is my point.
That's where I'm going with it, like. That's where I was going with it.
Fucking hell.
There you go.
She's gone off the list anyway. We replaced her. Samantha Irving has pushed her down the list. Get out of the way.
Yeah. Dan's Garnacho. Dan's is greater than Garnacho. His dad's a nice fella. I always met him before the Tranmere game, as his dad is the Tranmere assistant manager. Yeah, absolutely. We shall see on Sunday. I think a number of these young lads might get to match up against each other in this game on Sunday, potentially as well. So we'll see what happens. Darren, how was Adam Maxted on Love Island?
He was all right. Have to say. Cool good. Hang on. Let me ask the boss's opinion on this. Hang on. She's just over here. Hang on. You know your man, Adam on Love Island. The big bloke that hooked up with that chick that you didn't like. Was he a cool guy? Yeah, he was a cool guy. We approved of him. He's a wrestler. They're asking in the chat. He got the Rosanna thumbs up. He's a real respectable lad. Like, carried himself real well and stuff like that. No fuckery, like, they're the kind of blokes we like in life, you know what I mean? Don't want these lads with 24 problems and a bitch ain't one. Fuck off, pal. Will you get out of here? Fuck that.
Absolutely. Right, well, that's it. I'll be back tomorrow night for an FA Cup preview.
I won't.
New Ghostbusters movie out next week. Jeez, we're melting into everything here, aren't we? We're doing a bit of entertainment. We're doing a bit of wrestling.
I told you last week, Brody wasn't well. He was up during the night, and we watched the old Ghostbusters 1984. It's great. I said, why don't we watch this one? Look, this came out the year Daddy was born. He was like, does that mean it's really old? Shut your face, kid. No one asked you. Swine.
Absolutely. Right. We better. Will there be a football show with the break? No, there will. We'll muster up something. We always figure out something. We'll have a fun show. What we might do next Thursday, is it? What we might do is we might have a kind of like a shoot the breeze kind of show. Ask us whatever you want.
Or you could do the wrestling one on Thursday.
I could do the wrestling one on Thursday. Actually, there's a shout now. There's a great shout, actually. It'd be good to have you on for it as well. Absolutely.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Great shout. Heath. Off to do the fantasy show off the water for tomorrow for a gig. We've been missing you. We've been missing you.
I'm a little bit upset.
Go on.
It must be down to my performances, but he hasn't asked me to be on the fantasy show yet this year.
He does them at an ungodly hour.
He does, in fairness, and like I'll be out panned out asleep by 11 o'clock. So, and I regularly see him putting stuff up at 1 bells, and you're like, what's this bloke doing up at 1?
The download link normally comes through to me about 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
And I'm comatose at that stage.
And I'm snoring my brains out at that stage. You sent me a message last night at 20 past 11. And I got it this morning when I woke up for a pee at about 1:30. I was like, what is going on? Do you think I was awake at that time?
And then you responded to it at 2:30. These aren't important. Do a look back at the AFCON. Give over, Morris, now. Give over. Immigration will be closed. Absolutely. Right, folks, that's it. Great show.
Maybe we'll have a look through Arsenal's trophy closet over the last 20 years. Won't take very long, Morris. Might fit a fantasy show in at the end if you want.
That's right. We have to clip that. We'll have to clip that. Ange will win a trophy before Arteta, wasn't that it? Or Spurs before Arsenal?
Before Arteta.
Ange before Arteta.
Because don't forget, if Arteta doesn't win a trophy this year, let's not go there, Jack.
We're not going there tonight, Jack.
We ain't getting cancelled tonight, Jack. No. If Arteta doesn't win a trophy this year, there's a possibility he gets the chop in the summer. Yeah.
So then by default you win, do you?
No.
Oh, Ange would still have to go on and win something.
Ange would have to go on and win something. Unless Arteta toddles off to Spain and wins a trophy at Barca, maybe.
Morris not too confident here. Arsenal fans
Morris ain't confident. Morris
at all?
Now, let's be honest, like Morris a realist. Unless he's playing this down so he wants to be able to say, I told you so at the end of the season. Maybe he's got a touch of the Kirk Locos about him. Who knows? I don't know. But we shall see.
He won't be sacked. He won't be sacked.
Do you not think?
Dazzler, you going to bingo tomorrow with your brothers. Dazzler, who will win next week, Edge or Christian?
I actually couldn't tell you, and I couldn't give a Highlanders, as my dad used to say.
You'll have to brush up on your wrestling stuff then for Thursday show. That's what we're going to do. Yeah,
but we're not going to talk about fucking. I don't want to talk about AEW now. Stop, will you?
Oh, we have to have a little bit in there. We can't just ignore the fact that it exists.
It's WrestleMania fucking season. Why would we be talking about the indies, you mad thing? You doing? What's wrong with you?
I have to please everyone.
What'll the House of Black be like when the ginger fella leaves it to go back with his chick in WWE?
See them featured at the UFC the other night and then shown on Raw.
And Alistair Black wants the bell ship as well and go back with his chick. So are you going to be left with Big Bruiser Brody or whatever his name is? Brody King?
You'll be just left at the house. There'll be no Black.
You'll have your man sitting in the front room eating pizza. Yeah, King Brody. And you'll have Julie in the back room doing the washing up because Sasha will have taken her bleeding title and she'll be crying tears. Oh, I don't know.
TNA Thursday. AEW head-to-head with WrestleMania Night 1. Did you see that
He-
collision, isn't it? Collision. I was talking to Darren about that last week.
He's a
Actually.
simpleton.
Mad. He's
Tommy
out
Khan.
there, isn't he?
He's a
out there.
simpleton.
It's like he
And-
does that every week, doesn't he? Just to slap
Yeah.
it every week.
And the neck of him, the absolute neck of him, calling a Wednesday night in fucking Boston, big business, and the empty seats around the gaff. Will you get real? The fuck is wrong with you?
Did you see Okada's match and the fans spanning around the arena? Half the arena's empty. Okada. I'd say Okada's looking going, I'm used to wrestling in front of X amount of thousands in the Tokyo Dome. What have I done?
When he came in, they all went to get their hot dogs and beer.
See the deal? 12 mil apparently.
14.
Oh, 14.
14 million.
I assume the last two was bonuses based on appearances.
That's an awful lot of rice and noodles, man. That is fucking...
You'd be dropping TikToks. Trippy H, get me out of here.
I tell you what, if he was buying from the concession stands in the TD Garden, he'd need 14 million. 18 quid for a Sam Adams. $18 for a Samuel Adams and $16 for a hot dog. 34 quid for a beer and a hot dog. You're all right. I'll starve. Thanks. Fuck that.
Don't go to MSG. Ask Dino what we were paying for drinks in MSG at the G1 Climax. Grey Goose and a dash of Coke. Grey Goose and a dash of Coke.
You deserve everything you get if that's what you're drinking. Let's be honest now.
That's what they had. Wasn't it?
I'm sure there was a beer like.
No, I don't drink beer. I drink cider or spirits.
Right.
I don't drink beers.
Right. So. Okay. I wouldn't be a huge beer drinker myself, but like I can down a Samuel Adams if it's the cheapest thing at 18 quid. Like, you know, could have been worse. You could have been at the US Open. When we were at the US Open, Grey Goose had a stand, and the deal was you bought your Grey Goose. It was called a Grey Goose melon ball, and when you drank it, you got to keep the glass that it came in. But it was $48 for this concoction in the Grey Goose glass. And the bloke in front of me, real camp fella, pink t-shirt and a visor on backwards, kept jumping up and down and all. Hadn't got a clue who the tennis players were. He had 10 of them. 480 bills on Grey Goose at the tennis.
I told you Cowboy Stadium at WrestleMania. We had a few drinks now, and a lad was walking around and he had all these margaritas, frozen margaritas. And I said, my good man, come over here, save me going to the bar. I was on a flyer, I said, give us 4 of those. He goes, no problem, $100.
25 lids each.
I was looking around that 25 lids each. Handed them the card. We didn't care at that stage.
At least you were getting a frozen cocktail. It wasn't so bad, like.
Yeah. I don't remember the other 3 buying those rounds back though. That's the only thing.
I bet you didn't.
I think I got hit there big time. Yeah, they were charging them. I think it was $32 for a Grey Goose and a dash of Coke in MSG.
Well, there you go. 48 bills for the Grey Goose melon ball or whatever it was. And you got to keep your little glass, and your man was stacking them. Yeah. Stacking them.
Roll me one Kenobi then. Roll me one Kenobi. Who do you want in the draw?
Roll that back, will you? Roll that back,
Kenobi. There you go.
No. Roll the other one backwards. What did Jack say?
Where was that? This one?
No. Jack, let's just not forget, pal. My fucking lunchbox is bigger than you, brother, yeah? Let's just put that out there, kid.
What did Lesnar say? I've had bigger shits.
Absolutely.
When he was feuding with McGregor.
Absolutely.
Let's see.
Jesus.
Roll me one Kenobi. What's the crack? Roll me one Kenobi. Let me know, who do you want in the draw tomorrow? He's a Madrid fan, Real.
Anyone but Leverkusen, right?
He doesn't get Leverkusen. He's Champions League.
Oh, I thought he was a Liverpool fan.
No, that's Jack. Roll me one Kenobi is Real Madrid. Daylight robbery. Yeah, but when you're there, racers, when you're there, it's like I was actually looking at clips from WrestleMania 25 the other day with Ben, and Ben was going, God, this is awful, isn't it? Have you seen the reaction actually to Sami Zayn? People are going mad, and he's going mad over it himself. He was coming out saying, I can't believe people hate me this much. I thought people liked me. Over the reaction of getting the Gunther match. Did you see that? And Ben turns around to me on the bed tonight and he goes, I don't know what anyone sees in Sami Zayn. And see that Kevin Owens, he's a waster as well.
Like father, like son.
Oh, I tell you. I have time for Kevin Owens, but definitely I'll tell you now. But apparently the reaction to him winning the match with Gunther is massive. Has to become a triple threat.
Yeah, man's a shit Kevin Owens, isn't he? That Eddie Kingston. A shit Kevin Owens. That's what he is. The fucking state of Chris Jericho. Put a t-shirt on, you fucking slob. You look like someone who's fucking going through a gender transformation. What the fuck?
He might be. Why haven't you talked about Smodics? Come on, Darren. You haven't spoken about Smodics.
Listen, Morris knows I am a huge Sammy Smodics fan. If you've watched him, he's the championship's top goal scorer. He can play a little bit deep. He can sit in that 10 role and poke the ball about, or he can play on the shoulder, but he's a smashing finisher. He's Blackburn's best player by an absolute country mile. And I think he'll do a serious job in a green jersey. Morris wants to see him in a little and large double act with Adam Ida. Ida through the middle and Smodic sitting behind him. Like a Quinn and Phillips, win the header, knock it on and all.
Did you just say Smodics and Ida and compared it to Quinn and Phillips?
Absolutely. Quinn was fucking shy. Quinn was dire. Quinn was as bad as Ida. Jesus, you're mad.
$14.
Phillips did it at Sunderland, which is a step below Celtic, and that's saying something. Like,
it still was impressive though at the time.
It was all right.
It'd definitely be better than Smodics and Ida, that's for sure.
There was a $14. They had a big step up when they got the beach ball and Darren Bento, didn't they? As the double act.
Don't be talking to me about beach balls. That team. Good Lord, me, a Liverpool fan. It was $14 for a Saul at Mania, Dallas.
Sounds like you're winning.
Do you know where the problem went there, Morris, though? I was at the barbecue beforehand, the all-you-can-eat barbecue and all-you-can-drink, and they were serving up cocktails all that time, so I couldn't switch.
Did you shut that place? Did you shut that place down?
I did us proud. Don't worry.
I got
every bit of that $100 or whatever it was for the ticket for it. Darren, you want to see the spread? You want to see the spread?
What I want you to do now, when you come off this, I want you to send me the pictures you took at it. So I want to see what that looked like.
Oh my God! You want to see? They just had this double table right up the middle of this huge marquee. There was a band playing up the top doing all the wrestling tunes. Loads of lads dressed up as wrestlers. And in the corner then we had Ric Flair, Jake Roberts, DDP, I think. And I can't remember who the other one was. And we were actually sitting at a table with...
sounds like Hacksaw. Yeah, sounds like a collection where Hacksaw would be.
Yeah, no, it was pretty cool. It's pretty cool now, friends. I enjoyed it. I'll take Arsenal in the quarterfinal. They need humble saying they can beat us. Absolutely. This is going to be, if this falls asunder for Arsenal at this stage, this is going to be unbelievable TV viewing for us, isn't it? These lads are going to go into meltdown.
Oh.
Like, this is going to be some fall from grace because they're chest out at the moment, aren't they?
The balls are a little bit big for the boxers at the minute, if I'm honest.
Yeah, your lunchbox will be bigger with how much money you take around. Facebook playing up with the live stream. Not playing up the live stream with me. I'm hearing it's ticked and it's all good. If we draw Liverpool, I swear to God, imagine. Stevie, we'll have to come on and do a preview. Let's come on and do a preview. I seen a video, Stephen, the other day. There was a YouTube video on the other day, and it's you know that one because we buy any car, and it was the fans singing "We sold our car to Lewis Paquetá." It was very good. Very good. It was gas. Just laughing at it. That's like, how long till you get a Sammy Smodic's better than Sami Zayn? You guys just want to keep us on for 2 hours or something. Are we doing a charity stream tonight or what? Dazzler, when are you getting a receding hairline G? No receding hairline
Not
there.
for a while. Not for a while. There's loads over here.
27 goals this year. 27 goals. Brentford are looking at him.
Don't keep looking. Just fucking do it.
Do it.
I'll be looking
I take it back. I take it back. We would roll Liverpool under the lights at London Stadium. There you go. That's what I want to hear. Dazzle, we'll save all your shots you have on me after I start goalkeeper training with my mate. Goalkeeper training. You're talking to the right guys here if you're talking about goalkeeper training. Certainly, that's for sure. Stephen in. Sorry, Dazzler, but that's outrageous.
What to do?
I don't know. What have I missed? What have I missed? I presume you're talking about is it Smodics and Ida? Is that what he's talking about? I'd say so. Must be.
Maybe.
Arsenal have already secured third spot. Arsenal will not win the trophy. Their best hope was the domestic cups.
Oh no.
Don't know
that's upsetting.
They were tragic in the domestic cups. West Ham versus Liverpool in Dublin. I can see it. Stephen, that'll be definitely a meet up and a few beers. 100%. I want Simeone and his team. You want Simeone and the team?
You don't. No, you don't.
Joanne's a big Simeone fan. Big Simeone.
No, nobody wants Simeone.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just watch Atletico Madrid. Just watch them 3 times and tell me you want your team to play football like that. Won't happen. Especially considering the type of football they're playing at the minute, where they look like the fucking Harlem Globetrotters at times. Like, come on.
It was certainly entertaining last night, that's for sure.
Jesus Christ.
Enjoy it. Benfica versus Liverpool now. That would be a great Europa match. We'd roll them there. Porsche Rangers nearly did them, didn't they? I don't think you do, Joanne.
Yeah, Morris is right.
Simeone's wife doesn't even want them.
No, but I heard you the picture of David Beckham on our wall.
Shots fired. Good luck with that. Right, we gotta go. I'd love to stay. We gotta go.
Good luck. Let's get out of here.
Simeone, I reckon, will be Chelsea manager at some point, and by God, that will that blow up. Can you imagine? Can you imagine after a game, let's just say they were at home against, Arsenal, and Arsenal beat them at Stamford Bridge, and Bowley came into the dressing room afterwards just to have a chat to Simeone and the players, and then all of a sudden, Bowley came out of the dressing room and he had hand marks around his neck, and Simeone was after loafing him and cutting his eyebrow and all, and I'd say he do like Vince after Brett with the screw job.
when I come out of this shower, if you're still here, I'm going to punch you right in the face. And he sat in the chair in the middle of the room. What the fuck?
We have to hear. Listen, we have to finish on this one. This is just for you. And on that note, Arsenal fans and everyone else, cheers for tuning in tonight. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification button, drop a like in the video, share the content. I'll be back tomorrow night, of course, with a preview for the FA Cup. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Enjoy Paddy's weekend. It's a bank holiday weekend, so take advantage. Enjoy. If you're going out for a few beers, stay safe. Dazzler, as always, a pleasure, my friend.
Take it easy now.